Hello, hope you're keeping well on Friday, the 1st of July. I'm going to be painting on this canvas panel, which is about 20 by 16 inches. It's the same as yesterday, really. And we'll see what we can do. I've put a layer of liquid white on that's still wet, so nice wet on wet style. Just check everything's working, which it seems to be, and using my glass palette on my table, and again, same colours as yesterday. I've got some burnt sienna, a bit of sap green with some red mixed into it, Payne's grey, I've got some cobalt blue, a little dab of yellow just in case, and some titanium white, and start waving my hairy stick about, see what we can come up with. I'll start with some of this cobalt blue and do the sky, get that done. Yeah, thank you for all your subscribes and your likes and your comments and things. Keep them coming. It means such a lot. Yeah. And hope you're keeping well and busy, whatever you're doing. Yeah, I've had a bloody power cut today, which is a bit of a pain in the neck. It's because we're on a meter, and the power went off. Now, my wife Trudy was at work, and she's got the app to top the power up, which of course I haven't. Of course, all the bloody electricity went, and I had no way of contacting her. So I spent about 3 hours sat in the dark, which was a bit crap. But, you know, I managed to, it was a good excuse to tidy my studio, which was nice. I remember when we grew up in the middle of nowhere, there was always bloody power cuts. It seemed to be very common back then. Especially in the middle of a small village. We used to have some right snowstorms where we'd be cut off for 6 weeks at a time, because we lived on the top of a hill. It got quite windy and the snow tended to drift, which was brilliant fun for us kids. Yeah, more often than not, my dad had to tunnel out the bloody house because the snow had drifted up. And he'd wake up in the morning, it'll be pitch black because the snow would have reached the windows on the top floor and blacked out all the sunlight. But yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, I had a brilliant childhood growing up in the Peak District. Right, that's a start anyway. Right then, let's have a look, see what we can do next. Start doing some of this Oh, you know, I forgot. Well, bloody hell, let's forget some of that. My linseed oil. I did wonder why it wasn't going on so well. Because I haven't got flaming linseed oil. Right, anyway. Right, just... Yeah, it's much better with linseed oil. I'll just go over it briefly. You can hear dog-related noises. It's my dogs are pissing about in the lounge. They've got some new toys. So I apologise if they join in during the video. Right, that's a bit better. That's more bloody like it. I can hear one of the dogs sniffing under the door. Now, I don't let them in the studio, you know, near the paint and bloody paint thinner and God knows what else. And I sometimes hear them sniffing under the door. 3 little terriers. Right. Back in business. I'll just do some of this foreground with my 1.5 inch flat brush. Making up as I go along. Not really giving it much thought. Bit more sap green. Quite interesting. Oh, there's a bloody helicopter going over now. Let's have a look. Trees or rocks perhaps over there. Don't know where it is yet. Just whatever's in my mind. Put some lines in, brush strokes and stuff. Right, let's put some white on that horizon there with one of my palette knives. Just gently. There we go. Doesn't matter if it merges with the horizon. Good stuff. Oh, there's the dog barking. I do apologise. Right, put some more titanium white on my palette. Need to get some more at some point. There we go. Yeah, we had good times growing up in the village. The pub, the village pub, was always the focal point of everything. You know, there'd be Morris dancers and all sorts of stuff. And street parties, or the village fair. well dressings. So it was good fun. Trouble was, you couldn't, you know, everybody knew everything, what were going on. And if you were kids and you did something wrong, it'll be round the village, whole bloody village would know. And I remember one time, there was the village church and the vicarage and all that stuff. And it had a huge garden, this vicarage. And the vicar had gone on holiday and we wanted to explore the garden. And it was loaded with, you know, rhododendrons and bushes and all sorts of hiding places and trees and things. So we all climbed over the church wall to get into the vicarage garden. And we were in there building dens and God knows what else. And I was in one particular bush. Now, unbeknownst to me, all my mates had scarpered because they realised that there was somebody in the vicarage. And that somebody was the vicar's son. Now, the vicar had a big German shepherd, a monster of a dog. And I was in this rhododendron bush, and this German shepherd poked its nose in. And it was, you know, it's a nice dog and everything. But I didn't know it was nice at the time. You know, to me, it was a big, scary dog with teeth. So I bolted out this bloody rhododendron bush, pursued by the vicar's son, who caught me and grabbed me by the scruff of my neck and proceeded to march me through the village to my parents' house. Now I managed to break free. I was quite a good runner at school, and I just legged it. And then, of course, the next day it was all round the village, you know, that I'd been caught in the vicar's garden. All my mates had, and they'd bogged off. Yeah, we're always getting up to stuff. Nothing major, you know. Right, and it's coming on quite nicely. What else should we do? I get another palette knife. Put some of that sap green up here, perhaps. There we go. And perhaps a bit of Payne's grey as well for good measure. Oops, oh god, that's good, isn't it? Bloody snapped me flaming palette knife. Bloody hell. Ooh. How did that flipping happen? Oh, I don't know, it's the... Yeah, little... Bakelite handle just snapped. Oh, Christ. Never mind, these things happen. Just carry on using it. Finding now that I'm on annual leave, I'm more relaxed than I have been of late. Interesting to see over the next week or two how it affects my practice, my work. I think you guys might notice something different that I perhaps wouldn't. Oh, useful bit of red in there. Looking good so far. I might get my long-handled filbert brush. I'll just give it a wipe. Just have a do with this foreground here. Nice and fast. Payne's grey in that foreground. Ain't looking too bad. Yeah, and in the village, we didn't live anywhere near a river, you know, living on top of a hill. So, but what we did, because we had lead in the soil, there was a series of ponds and, you know, that had been there, you know, since, you know, for hundreds of years. There'd have been a source of water one time, and they'd have been used for sheep dip and cows and stuff like that. And they were still there, these ponds, dotted about. They were called dew ponds. And also, there was larger ponds called meres, the meres in Derbyshire. And, you know, we used to go down there with jam jars and stuff and get tadpoles and all that business. Incidentally, if you get tadpoles and sticklebacks and stuff, they don't work in normal fish tank. I tried that. Yeah, I put them in I think it was a fish tank with my goldfishing and stuff, and yeah, it didn't do me goldfish any good. Or the sticklebacks and the tadpoles, they didn't fare so well either. We always used to go to this farmer's pond. And he was a nice bloke. Can't remember his name though. Can't remember. Thinking, no, it's not Mr. Bonsall. It was somewhat like that. And we used to go to his pond, and we always asked permission. It was really nice actually. It was letters, and you know, it was your typical farmer. You know, big sideburns and gruff and everything. And his wife were the same. You know, sideburns and red rosy cheeks and everything else like that. But he had Jack Russells. He had about 3 bloody Jack Russells that were crazy dogs. And you'd knock on his door, and he'd have these bloody dogs on a lead, and he'd go, mind your ankles, and these bloody dogs will be yapping at us at your ankles. But yeah, he was a nice chap. I shouldn't think he'd be around anymore, you know. He must have been in his 80s back then. You know, you're talking bloody 35 years ago, I guess. Oh, this is coming on quite nicely. Not bad at all. We'll have some of that. Yeah, used to like collecting sticklebacks and frog spawn. Nice memories. Quite effective. I'll put dashy yellow on now, I think. Perhaps. A little bit of burnt umber and a tiny bit of blue mixed in as well. Not burnt umber, what am I on about? Burnt sienna. I always get them mixed up. Yes. Looking quite good. Nice contrasts going on now. It's not pretty perfect, but it's a painting. I'm enjoying it, that's the important thing. Right, palette knife again, or what's left of it. Put some stuff here, I think. There we are. Just touch it on. A few scrapes and stuff. There we go. Quite nice. Check the camera's still on. Yeah. Cameras only tend to record, they have a 12-minute limit on them. You can only do 12-minute long videos. I'm talking and painting, I tend to forget it's on, and I hear it cut out, and I know I've missed some filming. So I estimate about 5 to 10 minutes, and have to restart the camera again, which is a bit of a pain. Never mind. Right, it's coming on reasonably nicely. Not too bad, this palette knife, the way it is. Keep it. Right then, I think I'll get my cloud palette knife, just give it another wipe, and plonk a bit of titanium white in that sky. some there, I think. And something like that. Lovely. Not bad at all. Yeah, we're nearly there. There we go. Right, give me filbert brush a wipe. I've got absolutely millions of brushes, like all artists, but I've only used like 3. That's it. But I've got tons of the damn things. You don't need to use loads of them. Just churn that sky up. There's still a residue of some browns on this brush, and it's just leapt into the sky, but that doesn't matter. Might work. Churn it up. Put some up here and all. Looking good, that'll do. Yeah, it does work quite well, that bit of brown in the sky. I might actually put a bit down here, you know. There we are. Not too bad. Right then. I'll give my filbert brush a good clean again. And do some more down here. Just lead the eye in a bit. Good. Well, it's alright. It's not good. It's alright. It'll do. Well, I think we're almost there. Almost just about dandy. It's a painting, so it doesn't matter if it's a bit rough around the edges. Have a think about this sky. I might bring something up there just to keep the eye in. Bit of linseed oil on. There we are. Do like skies. I might put on a little bit of titanium white again. Try and use it sparingly because I'm getting low. I want to go out and get some more. Put a nice dollop there, I think. There we go. Nice and fast. That'll do. Looking not too bad. Just give it the same treatment here. Interesting wisps in the sky. And I think we're just about done. Get my little palette knife. Just put a few bits and pieces on. Rocks perhaps just there. Something there. Something up here as well. Quite pleased. I hope you are. Let me know. Feel free to comment. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and jonkid.co.uk. Yeah, I think that looks just about dandy. Oh, you know, the second palette knife gone. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, bloody hell. Never mind. That's what happens if you buy them off Amazon for cheap. Right, I think with perhaps something just in that vanishing point over there, and then we're done. Yeah, thank you for taking the time in watching and liking my stuff and subscribing. It really does mean a heck of a lot. I always think I've finished when I see something, but I think the trick is when you're oil painting or painting anything is just knowing when to stop. Yeah, I'm going to stop there. That'll do it. I'll do too much. There we go. So, thank you very much. The job is a good one. That looks just about dandy. Give it a quick signature while I'm here. And then call it a day. J Kidd. '22. Right, I enjoyed that a lot, so I hope you did. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.